Eminem, born Marshall Bruce Mathers III, has been one of the most influential and controversial figures in the world of music since his rise to fame in the late 1990s. Known for his razor-sharp lyrics and unflinching portrayal of his personal struggles, Eminem's music has often delved into the most painful and complex aspects of his life. One of the most frequently explored subjects in his discography has been his relationship with his mother, Debbie Nelson. A relationship marked by tension, anger, and public feuds. Over the years, Eminem has used his songs as a platform to address his tumultuous childhood and his complicated feelings toward his mother. The rapper's relationship with Debbie has been so well documented that it has almost become a defining theme of his career. Yet, the recent death of Debbie Nelson has brought an unexpected end to a chapter that has long been a source of controversy, grief, and ultimately reflection for the artist. While Eminem has been known for his openness about his personal struggles and the raw emotion in his music, he had remained silent about his mother's death, which occurred last week, until his performance at the Abu Dhabi Foam Grand Prix event on Sunday, December 8th, 2024. For fans and observers alike, the silence surrounding Eminem's response to his mother's passing had been deafening, and many wondered how the rapper, who had often poured his heart and anger into his songs, would react to such a significant loss. The performance at the Phone event was the first time that Eminem publicly acknowledged his mother's death through his music, and it did so in a way that both honored and complicated the history between them. During his performance, Eminem chose to perform Without Me, one of his most iconic tracks. Released as the lead single from his 2002 album, The Eminem Show, Without Me features some of the most famous lines from his catalog, including the controversial "FKU Debbie" line. This line in particular has become infamous for its raw aggression and the deeply personal nature of the insult directed at his mother, Debbie Nelson. The song's lyrics are an angry declaration of independence and rebellion, with Eminem using his platform to air grievances about his family and his upbringing, including his strained relationship with his mother. The "FKU Debbie" line in particular was a bold public condemnation of Debbie Nelson, who had been a frequent target of Eminem's ire for years. However, during his live performance in Abu Dhabi, Eminem made a surprising decision. He omitted the harsh "FKU Debbie" line from the song. This was an unexpected move, considering the long-standing history of tension between the rapper and his mother, and it raised questions about the emotional state of the artist. Instead of singing the controversial line, Eminem allowed the crowd to sing it in his place. This moment was deeply symbolic and suggested that even in the wake of his mother's death, Eminem was choosing to forego the anger and bitterness that had characterized their relationship in favor of something more nuanced and reflective. It was as if in that moment, the crowd took on the responsibility of expressing what Eminem might have felt but could no longer say. The crowd's participation in singing the lyrics highlighted the complicated relationship between Eminem and his mother, one that was characterized by love, pain, and at times, intense resentment. For many fans, this act of audience participation was not just a moment of catharsis for the rapper, but also a recognition of the fact that Eminem's music had always been a shared experience with his listeners. His music was a way for many people to relate to their own struggles, including complicated family dynamics, and the performance became a reflection of the collective understanding that exists between an artist and their audience. The omission of the harsh line also brought attention to the fact that Eminem's relationship with his mother had evolved over the years. Although their relationship had been rocky for much of Eminem's early career, there were moments of reconciliation, such as when Debbie was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2010. At that time, Eminem reportedly reached out to her, and the two seemed to be on the path toward healing. For a brief period, it appeared as though they had mended their fractured bond, but the peace was short-lived, and the relationship once again became strained in the years that followed. Throughout his career, Eminem had used his music as a form of therapy, processing his anger, frustration, and trauma through his lyrics. Songs like My Name Is, Cleaning Out My Closet, and Stan all touched on themes of family dysfunction, particularly his troubled relationship with his mother. In Cleaning Out My Closet, Eminem accused Debbie of being negligent, manipulative, and emotionally abusive. These public accusations were not taken lightly by Debbie, who filed a defamation lawsuit against her son in 1999, claiming that his lyrics misrepresented her and damaged her reputation. The lawsuit was eventually settled, but it did little to ease the tension between mother and son. Instead, it became another chapter in their tumultuous relationship. The conflict reached its peak when Debbie Nelson took legal action against Eminem, but their relationship remained strained even after the lawsuit was settled. While there were attempts at reconciliation, including the brief period of peace after Debbie's cancer diagnosis, their bond was never fully healed. The public nature of their feud, combined with the ongoing emotional wounds on both sides, made it clear that their relationship would remain complicated until the end. Debbie Nelson's death last week marked the final chapter in this long-running saga. Although the two never fully reconciled, Eminem's decision to omit the angry line from his performance in Abu Dhabi suggests that he was able to come to some form of closure, even if that closure did not involve a perfect reconciliation. For Eminem, it seems that the harsh words he once used to express his anger no longer held the same weight now that his mother was gone. The omission of the line was a gesture of respect, and it may have been his way of signaling that, despite everything, he had moved on from the pain of their relationship. In the days following Debbie's death, Eminem's brother Nate Kane took to social media to express his own grief and emotional turmoil. Posting an Instagram story, Kane wrote, "Hatred and mixed emotions today," a reflection of the complicated emotions that both he and Eminem were experiencing in the wake of their mother's passing. Like his brother, Nate Kane had a difficult relationship with Debbie Nelson, and his words echoed the deep-seated feelings of resentment, loss, and unresolved anger that often accompanies such familial strife. The death of Debbie Nelson has left a complicated legacy for both Eminem and his brother. For years, their music has been shaped by the emotional fallout of their relationship with their mother, and it's unclear how her passing will affect their future work. It's possible that Eminem, who has always used his music as a way to process his personal experiences, will continue to explore the themes of family, forgiveness, and loss in his future songs. However, it's also possible that this chapter in his life will serve as a turning point, leading him to move beyond the anger that once dominated his lyrics. The performance at the Abu Dhabi Phone Grand Prix, with its unexpected and symbolic omission of the FKU Debbie line, serves as a reminder that even the most public and tumultuous relationships can be complex and nuanced. Eminem's music, which has always been a mirror of his personal struggles, may evolve as he comes to terms with his mother's death and reflects on their shared history. While the anger and pain of their relationship may never fully disappear, the moment of closure during the concert suggests that, in the end, Eminem may have found a way to make peace with his past, even if it was in an unexpected way. Ultimately, Eminem's relationship with his mother was never simple, but it was one of the defining themes of his life and career. Her death marks the end of an era for the rapper, but it also opens up a new chapter, one in which he may continue to reflect on the lessons and the pain that shaped him as both an artist and a person. The emotional rawness and authenticity of his music will likely continue to resonate with fans even as Eminem moves forward and begins to process this new phase of his life. For now, the crowd in Abu Dhabi sang the harsh lyrics for him, filling in the words that no longer seemed appropriate. And in doing so, they helped Eminem close a painful chapter in his life.